Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. I'm just really quickly going to give you 5 tips for the Tsitsikamma Trail. I'm on the very last night of the trail now, and these are just 5 things that I would either do differently next time or think is a really good idea if you are coming to go and do this trail. The first tip is to skip Kalandar Hut. That is the hut that is closest to Nature's Valley de Fasselot campsite, and it's only like a 3.4 kilometer walk from the rest camp where you start to Kalandar Hut. It's a very short day, but Kalandar Hut itself is unfortunately not in such a great state of repair at the moment. And I don't think it's the most pleasant place to stay. So if you are coming to do this trail, if you're okay with doing a 5-day, 4-night trail instead of a 6-day, 5-night trail, then I would skip Kalandar Hut and just do the rest of the huts instead. It does smell kind of musty in here.
Monkeys just don't get in here.
Then tip number 2 is as soon as you get into camp, make sure that you light the donkey boiler fire so that you can have hot water. The donkey boiler itself is quite a large capacity one, and it takes a while to heat up, particularly if the wood is a little bit wet or a little bit green. So definitely make sure that you light that as soon as you get into camp so that you have hot water as soon as possible. I think it takes at least half an hour, but up to like an hour and a half to get really, really hot. If you start up the donkey boiler and you test the water and it's only like lukewarm, don't shower, just let the fire burn for a little bit longer because it does get piping hot if you leave it long enough. And also related to fires, tip number 3 is make sure you bring some fire lighters because the wood does get wet at a lot of the camps, and some of the wood is just anyway a little bit green, like not dried properly, so it can be slightly challenging to get a fire going unless you have some fire lighters. Tip number 4 is to make sure if you are using the slack packing service that you put your bags inside completely waterproof bags, and that is because the bucky or pickup truck that delivers the bags to the overnight stops is just an open air load bed. And the MTO people are quite nice. They will attempt to keep your stuff dry by using black bags and things like that. But the safest is just to put all of your stuff in waterproof bags in case there is bad weather. You don't want your stuff to get wet. The last tip is to make sure that you really lock all of the doors and windows if you are leaving your food or your gear unattended, because a lot of the rest camps do have a bit of a problem with baboons and vervet monkeys or like jennets. All sorts of wildlife knows that hikers come to these rest camps and have food on them, so really either keep your food on you or keep it locked up really safe. Otherwise, something is likely to steal it. And when you leave the huts, really make sure that you close them up properly as well, particularly if you're leaving slack packing bags for the MTO guys to come and pick up to take to the next overnight stop. If you leave windows open, then the wildlife is just going to get in there and completely trash your stuff. And then bonus tip, at all of the huts except for Kalandar Hut, there is actually gas and a 2-plate gas burner stove. So you don't actually need to bring your own camping gas stove or your own pot. There are kettles and cast iron frying pans and like cast iron Dutch ovens and a potjie pot and things like that. So you could actually cook with what is available in the huts. You will just need to bring your own bowl, plate, knife and fork and spoon, that sort of thing. If you are a bit squeamish about using communal kettles and things like that, then obviously you can bring your own pot, but it's not actually strictly necessary to bring your own gas stove, which can save you a little bit of weight for the hike. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more from me, then you can click on my channel name to see videos that I've made in the past, or you can subscribe to my channel to see videos that I'm going to make in the future.